Whoa! I just caught my top 3 phishing emails from October of 2019. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. Like usual, it's been another month. I got my phishing hat on, and I'm ready to talk to you about the top 3 phishing emails from October of 2019. For those of you guys that haven't seen my channel before, each and every single month, I have a phishing email where I talk about my top 3 phishing emails. And these videos are very important each month because phishing is one of the top ways that people can get attacked and get hacked. Phishing is the main way that people get ransomware. It's the main way that people get their account information stolen. It's the top way for identity theft to happen. All these terrible things. So these videos, I put these videos out there each and every month so that you guys can learn from the latest phishing emails that are going out there to help protect yourselves from getting hit with these attacks, because by seeing these emails, you'll be more likely to detect these emails and not fall for these stupid scams. So today I'm going to be going through what these phishing scams look like. I'm going to be going through what can happen if you fall for these phishing scams. And finally, most importantly, I'm going to tell you guys what to look for to help protect yourselves so you guys don't fall for these phishing scams. So I hope you guys like this content. If you like this content, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell to promote my content up in the YouTube algorithm to help more people like you protect themselves from these terrible, terrible things that can happen in the cybersecurity realm, and to help reduce the risk of those things happening. All right, so the first phishing email is going to talk about Halloween because, let's face it, October is known for Halloween. If I didn't talk about Halloween in this video, my video would be a complete fail for this month. So I'm glad that you guys are able to watch this video. You guys didn't get scared by a ghost or some spiders, and you guys didn't get poisoned by your neighbor, which is funny because we're going to be talking about getting fished by your neighbors pretty soon here. Or what appears to be your neighbor anyway. Alright, so what do we have for this phishing email that's obviously coming from your naughty neighbor? If we look at the phishing email here, you can see that you get a Halloween invitation. Interesting. So you go ahead and open it up. You got this nice Halloween attachment document. Happy Halloween, congratulations, whatever. Dear neighbors and friends, it is Halloween and time for a treat or trick. They can't even say trick or treat right in this phishing email. Come on, man. It's trick or treat, not treat or trick. Who does that? Please join us for a casual dinner party on October 31st, 2019, starting at 6 p.m. Come and say hello to your neighbors and enjoy some food and drinks. We're looking forward to a fun day and kindly respond with an email to make sure that we have a treat for you. Details are in the attachment. Ooh, they have a special treat for you coming up soon. I can't wait to open the attachment and see what it is. This doesn't look like a Halloween invite. I mean, it looks like a Microsoft page, right? You're attempting to open a file that was created in an earlier version of Microsoft Office. If the file opens in protected view, click Enable Edition and click Enable Content. I really, really, really want to see this Halloween invite. I want to go get some candy and I want to go get some free beer, hopefully. Alright, so you decide that you're going to go ahead and click Enable Content because why not? You want all that stuff. Well, then unfortunately, boom, you get hit with a virus on your computer. It steals all your crap. It does whatever the F it wants to your computer. It puts ransomware on it. You get the point. Yeah, you might as well have been poisoned by candy because your computer just got poisoned by you for clicking on that. Alright, so what basically happens is once you click on this, it downloads the malware to your system. That then downloads some malware to be able to distribute this malware out to more people. So you're sending invites out to other people and giving them Halloween invites to your fake party. And then it will then distribute more malware to you to do the terrible things that I talked about, such as putting ransomware on your computer, hacking your accounts, putting keyloggers on there, sending your passwords out, allowing the attacker to do whatever the F they want to your system. So not a great Halloween invite. You don't get to go to your neighbor's place and get some free candy and get some free beer. It's so disappointing. All right, so what can we learn from this situation? Let's go back and take a look on what you could have done to help protect yourself. All right, so the first thing I noticed, and I didn't even really notice this until I read this out loud in this video, treat or trick is spelled wrong. I mean, come on, we all know it's trick or treat. Obviously, this person that created this was in a big hurry to write this, and they didn't pay attention that it's supposed to be trick or treat, not treat or trick. If you have a neighbor that actually said treat or trick, like, I wouldn't go to their party anyway. Like, they don't know what it is. They don't know how to say it right. So obviously in that aspect, like, you want to look for misspellings and words that are phrase wrongs and things like that. So that could have been a giveaway. Halloween invitation was spelled wrong. Invitation should have had a capital I. I mean, I understand, like, your neighbor could have had a bad spelling, but if your neighbor has bad spelling, then maybe it's still not worth going to their party, right? I mean, the second thing is, too, like, when you look outside on Halloween most years, does your neighbor usually actually turn the light on and give good candy out, or are they giving out candy like black licorice or something like that? Because if they were giving out black licorice, I wouldn't go to this party and I wouldn't bother opening this either. This email would have to be a total fake at that point, or it's just a total fraud to you for getting that invite to such a probably crappy party if they can't even give out good candy. All kidding aside, but how well do you know your neighbor? Like, would you be expecting this email from your neighbor? If you don't know your neighbor that well, if you never met them, how would they get your email address in the first place? So that would be a big sign whether this was fake or not. You should be questioning why you got this in the first place. If you don't have that good of a relationship with them, or you never talk to them, then yeah, you shouldn't be getting this email from them. And then the second thing is, how did they even get your email address if you've never talked to them before? Does the sender address even look familiar to you? Does it even have the same name as one of your neighbors that you've met before? But seriously, I have to ask this question. Who actually sends email invites to their neighbors for parties? I mean, that seems kind of weird to me. Maybe I'm still too young for emailing to parties, but personally, I would use Facebook, texting, calling on the phone, going to the neighbor's house, putting flyers out around the neighborhood. The last thing I would do is send an email out to all my neighbors inviting them to my party, but what do I know? If you guys do that, post a comment down below. I'd be interested to see if anybody actually does that. Or what method do you guys do to invite your neighbors to your Halloween party? And then, if this email is pretty well written, but if you look at the grammar and spelling, like, it's just a little bit off. So that should give you a little bit of hint that maybe this isn't legit. All right, so you can't figure out from any of the hints that I gave you already that this email is a fake. So you go ahead and open up the attachment. Well, what can we learn from this? Anytime you see a security warning like this in an attachment, asking you to enable content, this should automatically set off red flags. Ding, 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 ding. When you see that, because if this was just a regular invitation, there's no reason that you would have to enable extra content on that page. 99% of the time when you have to enable content, you're going to know that you need to enable it. You're going to have a reason to do so. It's usually going to be like a macro in an Excel document where you need to enable the macro in order to be able to generate numbers and things like that in the Excel sheet, because that's how it was set up. But like for a common birthday invitation or a Halloween invitation, there's no reason to have to enable a macro. So if you see that enable content button, do not click on that unless you're 100% sure that that's supposed to be there. Because the enable content button is what gets you. When you click on that button, it executes a process in the background that goes ahead and runs that malware on your system and allows a hacker to potentially do whatever the F they want to your system. All right, so that's what I have for that phishing email. I forgot to mention the source of this. I got this from bleepingcomputer.com. I'll post a link down below in the description if you guys want to look into that article more on this. All right, so the second phishing email that I've reeled in is from bleepingcomputer.com. It's with this issue is happening with precision engineering companies in Italy. On October 26th, there was a fake spreadsheet that was sent out to these precision engineering companies. Basically, from my understanding, these precision engineering companies just make parts for other manufacturers to use in their manufacturing equipment. They're just like replacement parts for these precision machines, I believe. So anyway, that fake spreadsheet was sent to the sales departments of those precision engineering companies, organizations. Those Excel spreadsheets, they looked very legit looking, like something normally that a sales department would get in these precision engineering companies. They had spare part numbers, they had catalog codes, quantities, they had the shipping address. The fake organization that contacted these precision engineering companies in Italy was asking for an estimated cost inside of these Excel spreadsheets. Alright, so what happened here is the attackers impersonated a real looking organization that would normally purchase these precision parts from these companies. They used stale at Vernhemen.com. It's an Indian textile producer that would normally go and purchase these parts. So nothing out of the ordinary. The salespeople had every reason to open these because they thought that they were getting a real sale, right? But lo and behold, there was a security bug opening the Excel spreadsheet that essentially allowed the hackers that sent that Excel spreadsheet, once it was opened, the hackers were able to extract passwords and security tokens off of those computers, which is really, really bad. You don't want people to be able to go and steal passwords and security keys that get in the websites to get it sent out to attackers. All right, so what can be learned in this situation? I think the most important point that we can learn from this situation is just opening an Excel spreadsheet or an attachment can hurt you. In a lot of the previous situations, you not only have to open the Excel document or wherever you're going, hit a link or whatever, you have to usually take another action after that to get impacted with something bad. But this example shows that if there's a vulnerability in whatever you're opening, you can get hit and bad things can happen to you. So you got to be careful on what you open. You can't just think that I'm safe, I can open this and close out of it right away and I'll be fine. That's not always the case. So be careful what you open. If you work in a sales department and you get things like this all the time, all you can really do is take the extra time, take an extra 3 seconds or whatever to assess each and every email. Look for the suspicious things that we talked about in the past. Is it a sender that looks legit, or is it coming from an organization that looks legit? Is the email properly formatted? Does it have the right grammar? Does it have the right spelling? Things like that. Unfortunately, in this situation, that organization copied the standard so well that it would be very difficult to detect. But if you take the extra time, it might help you. I understand that you guys get lots and lots of emails all the time, but taking that extra time can be the thing that saves your company. And then the number 2 thing that we can learn from this is you have to make sure that you're updating your software, your operating systems, your hardware. Make sure that stuff is being updated all the time, especially if you have control of those updates. If not, your organization should be doing that for you. It helps from protecting against vulnerabilities like this. The vulnerability that was being used in this case has actually been released several years ago, and there was patches for it. I'm not sure if the patches were actually applied on this machine or if they leveraged a different vulnerability to get in. But if you have the latest and greatest updated patches, you really reduce your risk of getting hit with things like this if you accidentally open an attachment that looks legit. So make sure that you're getting your stuff up to date, especially if you have control over updating your hardware, your software, things like that. Make sure you're getting it up to date to help protect yourself. All right, so finally, we're down to the number 3 phishing email that I reeled in, and it's a big one. All right, so in a previous month's phishing video, I talked about these audio scams that people were getting. We got this back up again here. This time, the audio message will actually play. The last time it was just a fake page that kind of redirected you. I think this was back in August, if I remember right. So go ahead and go back and look at those videos. I'll post a link down in the description below of what month it actually was so you guys can check it out. And I'll tag the video up above here. I'm pretty sure it was August, so. Anyway, you can see here that you got an email from Microsoft, of all people, that you missed a phone call from blah, blah, blah. This is an automated message and needs immediate attention. Do not apply. And need. Oh, I already said it wrong myself. There's hint number 1, need. Yeah, I'm sure Microsoft would send out an email that has poor grammar, right? All right, so there's an attachment in here that you guys can't see. You decide, hey, I'm going to click on that attachment because I don't want to miss out on this voice message. So you go ahead and you go to that page. You get this wonderful page that says, Dear you, whatever your name is. Please wait while Microsoft fetches your voice message from the server. So, and then please kindly log in to access your message. Sir, sitting here waiting for the page to load. All of a sudden you hear the noise. All it says is hello. And then boom, you get redirected to a page. You have to enter your password to listen to the rest of it. Oh, that's great. Like, this is the best voice message in the world. I only get to hear hello, and then I have to enter my password. That seems kind of fishy. It's like a free trial to your voicemail before you actually get to the voicemail. So you're like,
well, I really need to listen to this voicemail now.
So you go ahead and you sign in, and boom, the attackers got your password. They can get into your account. If you don't have multi-factor authentication turned on, you're in trouble now. All right, so what can you guys do to help protect yourselves in this situation? How can you stop yourselves from falling for this? Let's go back to the email. All right, first of all, you got to question, why would you get an email from Microsoft with your voicemail? I mean, as far as I know, Microsoft doesn't manage voicemail unless maybe if you work for their company, they do. But I've never seen an instance where Microsoft manages its own voicemail. You know, and then talking about earlier, the grammar here, this is an automated message and need. If this was really from Microsoft, they would have this crap down. Like, this email would be perfect. They would have had to go through 1,000 people looking at this to make sure it's all right, because it looks bad on them if it's not right. So yeah, those are immediately the 2 things that you should pick up and be like, hey, this might be fake. But let's say you fall for that attachment, you click on the attachment, and you go to the site here that plays your message for you. The fact that it's not going to play the whole thing, or the fact that it didn't make you log in before it played the thing, should bring up a red flag in your head. If it's going to play it, why wouldn't it play the whole entire thing? You know, and then there's also grammar issues on this page. Please wait while Microsoft fetch instead of fetches, and things like that. Once again, they would have had this page solidly perfect. Having thousands and thousands of people review it before they put it out there, or somebody would have complained and it would have been fixed already. You can't see the URL here, but it's probably not an official Microsoft site. Especially if this redirected to something else, such as thisisfake.com, or a more realistic name such as microsoftvoicemail.com or something like that. You know this is fake. Like, it's gonna be like an Office 365 address, an Exchange address, or whatever Microsoft uses to host their own content. Microsoft.com, something like that. So you still fall for this though after it plays hello, and you get redirected to this page. Once again, look at the top address bar, see where it's at. If it's not a Microsoft address, that's a dead giveaway that this page is fake. You know, even if it is a Microsoft address, you got to look before that address and see if it's customized inside of there, because a lot of people like to set up using the Microsoft Office 365 platform, and you can tell because it has a custom link before the Microsoft link. It'll have something else inside of there. That would be the biggest giveaway on that page, besides the psychology of why do you have to enter your password to listen to the rest of your voicemail. The last thing I'm going to talk about is make sure that you have multi-factor authentication turned on if you have a Microsoft Office 365 account or an email account or if you just have an account with them in general. Make sure you have that turned on, because if you fall for a scam like this, then that makes it so that your password is mostly is useless to that person because they have to have that secondary code. They have to be able to get that text that you sent to yourself, that phone call, or that code that you have on your phone, or the approval on your phone, to be able to get in your Office 365 or your Microsoft account. That password is useless without those. So make sure you get MFA, multi-factor authentication, turned on, and that really reduces your risk if you fall for something like this. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. If you guys like this content, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell to help promote my content up in the YouTube algorithm, so more people like you see this content and they can help protect themselves from the crappy cybersecurity things that can happen and reduce the risk of those things happening to them. I thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys have any comments, leave them down below in the description. I'd love to answer them. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.